Hi, I'm Bill Irwin. I'm a clown and a physical comedian. And like everyone in my line of work, I'm a great fan of the inimitable Harold Lloyd. I own this pair of glasses and this hat because they inspire me. They make me feel like Lloyd. He chose his character elements very carefully. Not just the glasses, not just the hat, not just the glasses and hat, but at the wrong trim. But when everything is set right, there you have Harold Lloyd, the way we remember him. Looking at Harold Lloyd's films is going to be very different for young filmgoers of today. They're going to see a very different storytelling style. It's going to feel slow to them. But for one thing, you see how gags were put together, what people laughed at in the 1920s. I think it's important to see the films of Harold Lloyd today because we get to look at a supreme gag master who thought with a movie eye. Lloyd and the directors he worked with often looked for a way to put everything in one shot. So you see in Safety Last, he's off to the train. He picks up the wrong piece of baggage. He goes, touches the train to say goodbye, has to trade baggage. Then suddenly, from out of the side of the frame comes a wagon. So now he's not on the train, he's on the wagon, and he's still saying goodbye. He's got to jump off, still in the same shot. He's got to run, it looks like about a quarter of a mile with the piece of luggage to catch that train. So he makes the train. He has all these mistakes, but still makes the train, still waves goodbye, all in one shot. It wasn't a bunch of fragmented shots. The thing I admire about Lloyd is that he tells the story often not just with his face, though he uses his face a lot, but even in long shot when you can't see his face. You're seeing a lot of sort of shrinking and rising to tell the story of the character's feeling at that moment. And it makes for the gags so that just, you know, they always say pride goes before a fall. Just when his character is often feeling the most pride, that's when he realizes, oh, now I have a lot of explaining to do. Your heart goes out to Harold Lloyd. He said, hey, I did over 300 films, only 5 of them were thrill pictures. Why does everybody always think of me as a daredevil comic? There's great debate over, was he really at great risk of life and limb in that particular shot, or had he let go, would he have just fallen down a couple feet? You can't convince me that he wasn't in real physical peril. And of course, the amazing thing about Harold Lloyd is that he did everything he did. He clung to the side of buildings with his feet and hands and climbed quickly up these vertical surfaces. Did it all without the use of his index finger and thumb on his right hand, a right-handed man. He'd lost those in a freak accident. He had a prosthetic fitted so that it appeared that he had a right hand with finger and thumb. And every once in a while, if you're looking, as enthusiasts do, you can see it for a moment, but for the most part, it's completely invisible. So that he would manage, while clinging often here, to use, if he needed a hand for the story, for the shot, to use his left, which often meant that he was clinging with that limited hand. It is amazing. And people who admire and love the work of Lloyd will often watch that carefully with that in mind, although always you forget it. As the story goes on, you forget that the man had any limitation at all. In the clown trade, the highest token of admiration that you can pay another professional is to steal from him. And that's why I watch Harold Lloyd's movies again and again. Because I see things that maybe, if I'm really good enough, I can make use of. I can take and make my own. And that's the highest compliment that I can pay him. For Turner Classic Movies, I'm Bill Irwin.
Enterprising sales clerk Harold Lloyd's desire for love and success takes him to death-defying heights in Safety Last, Thursday at 8 p.m., only on Turner Classic Movies.